Hey, everybody! Who likes Hawkeye? Well, I, in fact, don't like Hawkeye because I am Batman. Hawkeye is way better than Batman. I beg to differ. You see, Hawkeye is very inferior to Batman. Batman is the most talented detective on the planet, the most dangerous man in the world, and Hawkeye shoots a bow and arrow. Yeah, man, that's cool! Bow and arrow! Yeah, that's actually pretty cool. The bow and arrow. It's like a primitive, old school weapon. You can fashion one out of a branch and some twine. Yeah, twine! It seems to me, Lando, you are always excited about just about anything. I'm excited about being excited! Of course you are. Yeah, I mean, you know, he's kind of an excitable guy, you know? It's like he's not too cold. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm Mr. Freeze. Yes, Mr. Freeze, we are very aware of your puns. He's got nice puns! I can't disagree. Alright, that was good enough. Hey, everybody! What's up? It's Aristotle Full Throttle, dude. We're gonna watch Hawkeye, episode 3. Man, oh man, it's been a 3 days. Busy, but you know, that's good. Busy in a good way. Busy in the best way possible. Also, I'm not gonna monologue for too much because I see my friends I'm Uncle Ron and OCW 5000 are here. That's exciting. We're gonna all watch it together. Hello. How are you?
What is up, bro? What is up, bro?
What is new? What is up, bro?
I should try.
This
you know
is
what I
American.
should do? I should set up my. Since this is the Aristotle Full Throttle show, let's talk about technical difficulties. I should set up my.
this is a fort of this show.
It is. Hold on a second. I'm gonna mute and then come back on.
Okay. Technical difficulties, everybody, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Uncle Ron. I'm excited to watch this show with you. I know that I'm Uncle Ron. Screen name I'm Uncle Ron is a very huge fan of the comic books. He's a wealth of knowledge when it comes to all things comic book related and informational, novelized graphic novels, all of the cool stuff. So have you seen this episode of Hawkeye?
I have.
Okay, cool. Well, that's cool.
What's even funnier is I remember reading this when it first came out. So
reading
that's
this,
how recent, like the whole the
Kate Bishop ones.
The Kate Bishop stuff and the Tracksuit Mafia.
Tracksuit Mafia reminds me of Barry.
Yeah. It really does.
Yeah. I love that guy in Barry. I don't know his name, but he's the man with he happens to have alopecia areata. He was a child actor, but he's awesome. I actually saw him just on a random Friday over at Upright Citizens Brigade Theater, and he was just amazing.
You know, I can tie this conversation from Hawkeye to Seinfeld in 3 steps.
Okay, this is a Kevin Bacon attempt. Okay, let's
you mentioned Barry, right?
Yes.
Okay. Barry has the guy in the tracksuit, and there's a tracksuit mafia in Hawkeye. All right, let's go backwards. Hawkeye has a tracksuit mafia. Then there's the guy in Barry, the tracksuit guy who's bald and everything. And Barry was created by Alec Berg, and Bill Hader. Alec Berg was the writer for Seinfeld.
There you go. That is, and Seinfeld loves Superman, so he can go.
There you go.
Yes, that's actually an interesting little correlation there. I didn't know that. I think that.
But yeah, and I remember reading this, but when it first came out, and right afterward, I had Matt Fraction, the guy who wrote it, on my show. And what's really messed up about this, and the only bad thing I have to say about Hawkeye, is that while Matt Fraction gets credit as a consulting producer,
does he get partial credit because his name is Matt Fraction?
1/8 credit, but David Aja, the artist who did amazing work on that story, gets no credit whatsoever, but yet they thank Brian Michael Bendis in the thank yous because he created Ronin. That's it.
Okay. Huh. That is odd. So they don't actually. I did see that. Did you mention that last week too? That they don't really shout out the actual comic book writers and graphic people who basically broke
the artists. The artists don't get much love. It's the writers that do, and which I don't think is fair because I mean, if you look at the Fantastic Four and the Avengers and all those guys. Stan Lee didn't tell Jack Kirby what to do. He just did what he did, and so that's why he gets, Jack gets so much credit because he's Jack. But yeah. Yeah,
that's the thing. It's like the artists, like Jim Lee, just so epic, and that Todd McFarlane was the guy illustrating Spider-Man when I was first started sort of like diving into Spider-Man, because those covers were just so enthralling. They just were so detailed. And then he spent all that money on that baseball.
You know what though? I love watching his lives on Instagram because he'll show you his process, his drawing process now.
Oh, that's awesome.
And it's all digital. And I was thinking about checking out that Gunslinger Spawn that just came out, but I'm like, Spawn hasn't been hip for me since I was an angsty teenager.
Yeah, I remember that movie. I was working at the movie theater as a angsty teenager when the movie Spawn was out, and I liked that. Was it Hey Man, Nice Shot is in the credits? I think
by Filter. I like Filter. I don't care what people think. Good. I like them. And
you should say that to Filter. You should be like, despite what they all say, I like you guys.
They get in a lot of trouble because they're very left-leaning, and it really pisses off Republicans. So I kind of love them even more. But what was even better than the movie was the HBO animated series.
The HBO animated series was great. That was classic.
That was dark as hell.
Yes, it was very graphic.
Chris Daughtry gonna be their Filter's new singer because they liked one of his songs, or was that a different band?
I think it's a different band.
Chris Daughtry, man, that's a deep cut. Chris Daughtry.
T1000's little brother has been the singer because he's he's the singer for Filter.
Yes, indeed. You could tie him back to Terminator 2. Funny thing
in two steps.
You'll find I know the credits music to a lot of. Fuel. That was it.
So a band no one cares about.
Well, now listen here. You may, Mr. Filter Defender. I like Filter as well, but they both have to do with cars. They start with F. All right, and then one word. So give me some.
The thing about Filter for me though is I think their soundtrack work was better than their actual albums. Like
I would see a tour of Fuel, Filter, and Failure.
Oh, Failure is such a good band. And it's funny you mention that. A buddy of mine it's probably over now, but he has an internet radio show, and he was just interviewing Ken Andrews from Failure.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah.
Actually, really cool.
I had a surprise Failure experience a few years ago because I went to see Tool in San Diego. Big surprise. And I drove down to San Diego to go see Tool, and I was walking around the arena when we went into the arena, and I saw there were a bunch of Failure t-shirts, and I was like, wait a minute, why are there Failure t-shirts? And then I Googled, and it was like a surprise announcement the night before that Failure was going to be opening up for Tool for the next 2 weeks. So it was the first date on their tour. Yeah, and I was like so stoked. It was incredible. They were really great too. They actually, during part of the set, Ken Andrews and the bass player, I don't know his name, but they switched instruments. But they switched instruments with their own rig. So Ken Andrews started playing bass, but had his own bass sound and his own bass rig, and the bass player played guitar and had his own guitar sound and his own guitar rig. So it was just sonically interesting in their own ways because they had their own voices on their own instruments, that was a really interesting thing that I kind of picked up.
It almost sounds like the band Sebadoh. I don't know if you're familiar with them.
Citadel.
Sebadoh. I think Andrew Rodenish was into them.
It's the original bass player from Dinosaur Jr., Lou Barlow. And and I saw them just a few years ago in Milwaukee, and they play musical chairs with their instruments too.
Yeah, that's always fun. It's always super fun. That's what I liked about the Beatles, watching the Beatles get back. They just all sort of trade instruments all day, or Paul tries to show Ringo how to play bass. But it's yeah, that's always an interesting thing. Ollie, I think Ollie, you and I talked about that, like about bands back in the day. I think that it was always cool to see people just sort of like pass around the instruments and I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, it's always cool when you can. I mean, hold on. There's a fine line because you get some instances. I think you mentioned ex-ambassadors did it, where like the shtick is like, we can all play all the instruments.
Yeah.
And it's totally a taste thing. Which ex-ambassadors, I think you said the show was good, but that was like kind of their thing, which again is fine. But it got a fine line between it being like I can play accordion and I can play the drums and I can play.
When he pulled out the saxophone, I was like, okay.
Good, a Careless Whisper cover.
Exactly. He smashed through the wall and started playing Careless Whisper.
But otherwise, I do like when people are multi-instrument. I'll tell you a good example of that was actually at the AC Newman show I saw with Beth at Black Cat in DC, and
Yes.
It was a cool show. We got right up front because we're just getting up front, y'all young millennials, get out of our way. And it was great. And like he was playing a bunch of stuff. A bunch of people were playing like a bunch of different instruments, and it was cool because like you realized that the instrumentation of the recordings was pretty rich with a bunch of different tracks. Like some songs had a xylophone, and some songs had like a Rhodes, and some song had like a harmonica, and like all that kind of stuff. So it was cool to see them actually perform that live. They'd be able to perform it, and it wasn't just like AC Newman doing all the parts. It was like the various instrumentalists were all doing different things, what was appropriate for the song, and it was very cool.
That's awesome. I always I like when people respect the song itself. I forgot to play Ron's intro, so I'll play it now. Hold for 30 seconds, please.
Here it is. My most likable song ever. Coca-Cola, lipstick ring, dance all night, dance all night. Kiss me, just kiss me, kiss me, Nefertiti. Lipstick, kiss me, lipstick ring, that's the way you like it.
This is your most likable song ever?
Yeah.
People will love it.
Ron and I share a deep affection for that movie, Frank. It is an incredible.
What's really funny is I got that thing from Spotify about 2021, and that song was on there. Like when it did the story about like what you've listened to the most, and that one popped up. I love you all.
Of course. Yeah. It's a good song. And also Studio 8H is here. Welcome, Studio 8H. This one features everybody.
Live from LA, it's AFT. Starring
Dropping the frames.
Is This Will, K-Grip, Ayanolita, OCW 5000, 420 artists, Raccoon Raiders, and now introducing Studio 8H.
Sorry you got the Terry Gilliam squash at the end there, Studio 8H. But welcome to the show. We are going to watch Hawkeye Episode 3. Here's the link to the watch party if you'd like to join us.
Bro.
Yes, bro. This American, right, bro? Is bro? These Americans are bro?
This
Studio
episode
8H.
is so good.
I am excited. I did see some spoilers, which is I go on YouTube
Eric,
every day.
You gotta do something different, man. I managed to not get spoilers, so you needed like a new Twitter feed or whatever. You need to like whatever you do that absorbs the spoilers. You just stay away from that.
I know that the thing is, on the splash page of YouTube, it'll just be like a bunch of thumbnails, and it's like people have no tact on sort of concealing the actual spoiler at 7 a.m. on the day it comes out.
See what you're saying.
Okay.
So it's the YouTube algorithm because it's like the similar kind of universe of content.
I'm saying everyone else has to change, not me.
Right. Well, now you're speaking like an American.
Exactly. And also Studio 8H, you have discovered that, yes, you have uncovered that the Mr. Bill body is John Krasinski.
Impressive. Most impressive.
You mean the guy that should
Very
play
good.
Reed Richards?
Yeah, that would be good. He would be good. He's kind of like a Stretch kind of guy anyway. He looks like a Stretch. Looks like Stretch Armstrong. All right. I'm excited to watch this week's episode. I'm sort of shot out of a cannon because I've been running around the last 3 days, but I am excited. This is my happy place. Hanging out with you guys, watching cool shows, and next week, super excited because The Expanse is back, and we're gonna watch
Is that next Friday?
Expanse.
It's
Friday after next.
I gotta catch up.
tomorrow. My God, it's going to be so good.
I am excited. Is this the final season of The
It's
Expanse?
the final season. The last book just came out, and I haven't had time to dig into it.
Right.
I gotta catch
So it's
up.
like everything's wrapping up, and it's good. And it's so far, like again, the spoiler-free stuff I've seen, like on Reddit or whatever, said that it's a very like satisfying conclusion. Like it wraps things up nicely.
Ooh, that's cool. Yeah.
That's always hard to do on an epic thing.
That is super hard to do. We've seen it fail so many times these last couple
I have
of
confidence
years.
that book 6 is honestly not my favorite, so I'm curious to see how they do the season. They're doing it in 6 episodes, which is because they basically wanted more money for space battles, which is like that's pretty good.
Yes.
I'm curious, and I know how the fate of certain characters ends at this book.
Right.
So I'm curious to see. I mean, I know how that's going to happen, but I'm curious to see how they get there and how they resolve it, knowing that there's this whole other trilogy of story waiting to happen, and they're definitely going to do something because they're being way too coy about it, whether it's a movie or a miniseries somewhere else or whatever else. So, and the last book comes out, so it's kind of like all the. I think the timing of that is intentional in the sense that, like, whatever is being revealed about, the proto-molecule with the makers or the gate builders, whatever, you'll understand more of it by the end of the last book. And that will I think that's going to tie in somehow like the feeling of resolution at the end of the 6th season. But we'll see. I'm excited to see what they do with it because they're very capable.
There's six seasons I have to catch up on?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh my God. It's so worth it though.
But here's the thing. I watched the first season and I loved how it ended, but then it was so long in between seasons that I just kind of gave up.
Yeah, I would if you've seen the first season, just start at season 2 because in every like production style way, it is superior. And then it just gets better from there in terms of like just story and production value. So just start at season 2.
And you're not the only one who gave up on them. Amazon gave up on them, and then
Sci-Fi did, and Amazon rescued them.
Sci-Fi. And then Bezos picked it up, which is that's a positive because he's a geek. He's like, I'm a geek. I like space. I'll pay for it.
Dude,
So,
he would give speeches or about like Kindle and like demonstrate his Kindle, and he had the Expanse on his or the like Expanse books on his Kindle, the Leviathan Wakes on his Kindle. So he was already a fan of the show. And then the way they announced it was at like a space convention where he just happened to be at, and like the Expanse people happened to be at. And so he saw them and was like calling because they were in negotiations at that point. This is when the show was still in limbo, and then he like called his people or whatever. And then an hour later, he's up like getting an award for being super rich or whatever. And he says, "I just talked to the people at Amazon, and we're gonna save the Expanse." So then, like, this was like while some of the cast and crew was like there at like one of the other banquet tables, and it was
got a job.
super cool. Yeah,
Yeah, that is really cool.
Moment.
You still have a job, Thomas Jane?
Yeah.
Yes,
Oh, no,
Thomas Jane's
the funny thing is he
worth it.
doesn't because he died. Oh, never mind.
I didn't hear that.
Yes, he dyes his hair.
I liked
Thomas Jane's great. That podcast you sent me with Thomas Jane was
that was a good one, right?
It was really good. It was really good. It was
The rest of that
exactly
show was hit or miss, but
yeah.
the rest of the podcast
I mean,
is hit or miss. The show was dynamite.
I enjoyed every minute of it just because they were just diving into what it's like to hustle in LA as a
that was
entertainer,
probably the
actor,
best
whatever.
episode of the whole podcast.
Yeah, that was really cool. Well, speaking of the best episodes, Ron, has informed us this is going to be a good episode, and I'm excited to watch it.
They've
so
all
I'm
been
gonna
good though.
I
So
was going to say,
They really
gonna talk
have.
the first two, which were awesome.
Yes, the first. I think that this. Ollie said if it keeps going like this, it's probably going to be the best Marvel TV show. It's so great. And it's a Christmas themed show, and it's Christmas time, so this is fun.
Perfect. You can't go wrong with it. And you're going to want to watch it every Christmas.
Exactly. And you know what?
Maybe
Actually,
not, every
this
other
is-
Christmas. Whatever. It's so cool.
That's always smart because I was watching Ghostbusters 2 today, and it's a Christmas/New Year's movie. I remembered. And while I was watching it, I was like, this is not as bad as I thought it was, as I remember it being. Give Ghostbusters 2 another try, I said to myself. And also, Ismael is here, so I'm going to play his intro, and then we're going to start the stream of
Call me Ishmael.
There once was a ship that put to sea. The name of the ship was a belly of tea. The winds blew up her bow, dipped down below my billy boys blow. Soon may the wellerman come to bring us sugar and tea and rum. One day when the tonguing is done, we'll take our leave and go.
You know, the thing is, everyone gets an intro here at Aristotle Full Throttle. See you, Ollie. Everyone gets it, and just as a testament to my dedication to creating an intro for just about anybody who participates in the chat, Ismael Kuya has never said anything more than hi or hello. So that is all that you need to do in order to earn yourself an intro here at Aristotle Full Throttle. So let's start the stream. I'm excited. All right. Now, you guys at home can follow along. The counter will be on the screen. That is where we're at, in case you want to, if you join us en medias res. We will be watching. You can catch up if you've seen it already and see our actual genuine reactions. We're going to watch the recap. We're going to watch that kid's haircut again.
I like that. Come on.
I'm just saying that his parents are trying to keep him younger than he is so he could play younger. So they give him that big bowl cut.
Rich, the Narcos dude, is great.
Yes, he is. He's also on Better Call Saul,
yes, he is.
which is coming back in February.
Oh, thank God.
Yeah, final season. And thankfully, we still have Bob Odenkirk. Man, oh man, that would have been the worst.
That was scary.
Yeah, it was. The entire internet was like holding its breath for 24 hours to make sure that he was okay. Now, I really do love this.
It wasn't even a health thing. It was more of like him being in the heat.
Oh, I didn't realize. Wow. Yeah, and I know because he got into really good shape for that other movie.
For Nobody.
Nobody, yeah, which I've heard is really good.
It's really good.
Now, this music always gets me pumped. And I like how they've adapted the intro to show the iconic moments in the movies instead of just the comic books. Okay, 2007.
Okay, bro.
Okay, bro. This is American, yeah?
This is whoever was like the baddie at the end of the last episode.
Oh, yeah. We're getting a little backstory-ish. That little
They do
kid.
kind of have
School.
they do have a very like formulaic way of doing things, but then the individual showrunners will do things a little bit different to makes it even better, or whatever.
Yeah, I like that actually.
Man, this is
when
hitting me.
people have their voice. And
Oh, she's deaf. Okay. That's why she listened to music loud so she could feel it or something. So there's no sound effects. Stop.
I'm having like flashbacks to first grade.
Well, there's
Dude,
no
this is-
nun. no none hitting me, so it's not that big of a flashback.
You want to hear something real messed up? Is that school is canceled tomorrow for my boys because of unspecific threats, possibly related to like copycat stuff from that shooting on Tuesday in nearby.
My
What's
mom
shooting?
as a teacher.
There's a shooting in Michigan, like 20 miles away from us, or like 40 miles away.
Jeez.
Oh, I'm just in Wisconsin. We don't do anything stupid.
Rittenhouse.
Hey, that was not me.
Oh, then it's never mind. But no, so there was a shooting at a high school, like near in the greater Detroit area on Tuesday, and apparently we got an email like right before this show went on.
Wait, you're telling me there's violence in Detroit?
Man, it's not that. It's not even in Detroit.
Dick him to Detroit.
Call OCP, they'll handle it.
Thank you for your cooperation. Okay. This is cool. This is a nice little scene we got here. This guy is good. You normally see him play like an indigenous, like, instead of like a dad, which he could probably also play, obviously.
Now he's an indigenous dad?
Well, I'm just saying, like, he will be like in traditional indigenous garb in a lot of his roles.
Indigenous.
Now he's indigenous.
That reminds me, I need to start that new series from Taika Waititi on Hulu.
Ooh, there's a new show.
Reservation Dogs.
Oh. Yes. Taika's got a great filmic voice. It's very cohesive in his style. Tracksuit. Uh-oh. This guy's great because he could play a nice guy and he could play a mean guy. That's like a really cool.
He's got a great face.
Yeah, that's like a really cool trait to have as an actor.
Yeah. Like, I just have no idea if he's nice or sinister, or maybe both.
Yeah, well, I see his tracksuit color though. He's got a red jumpsuit apparatus.
I recognize that laugh.
Ooh.
Oh, dang. This show is so well done. They don't
just telling lots of stories.
Stuff. Yeah. They're telling you stuff so much. They're telling you so much at once.
Oh, she just wrecked him.
Nice cut.
This is good casting. Oh, she going. I got this VR headset. I got the Oculus Quest 2, and I played this boxing game, and I just mess fools up like this.
Did you ever get a black eye in the game and you take the headset off and you're like, ow?
it's like the Matrix. If you get a black eye in the game, you get a black eye in real life.
Less than a month for that.
Excited. That was great. They show her grown up, and she should fight Daredevil. Apparently, that'd be fun.
Yeah. Well, that was a 5-minute backstory we got.
Well, they're not done yet.
Ooh.
That's great, because at the end of the last episode, I'm like, what is this? This is dumb. And then...
Ronan! She encountered Ronan when he was Ronan. This guy was vicious when he was mad about, losing his entire family.
He was mad about Paul Reiser?
He's mad about you.
He was very upset his family died, but not Paul Reiser.
Right. And if you're looking for a sword, you can go to Helen Hunt.
Oh no. We're dead there.
Studio H chimed in at the exact same time. Oh, this is it. Don't make me Helen Hunt you down. Oh no. I care about this red jumpsuit apparatus guy now.
Every time you bring up red jumpsuit apparatus, I want to tell a story, but I can't because it makes me look like a total dick.
Is that the one that's like face down in the muck or whatever?
Yeah.
Oh no.
That's a
Star Wars Force
I'm
Awakens.
about to say, I was trying to get it. Yeah, I was trying to get there. I couldn't get there. Is that John
I read your
Boyega?
mind. That is John Boyega now.
Dude,
I can't tell
the
the
show
difference.
is great. By the way, if
Yeah.
I lost my family to a snap like
KB.
Hawkeye did, I would go full Ronin and just start murdering people.
Yeah.
I get it.
I mean, what matters anymore? You're going to try to eliminate the world of evil after that. You're going to be real mad about it.
This is pretty funny.
They're at a abandoned KB Toys, ladies and gentlemen. That was a toy store a long time ago. Before Babies R Us, there was Toys R Us. And KB Toys.
KB Toys never had the Millennium Falcon in stock when I went.
Oof. Yeah, they did. My friend got the last ColecoVision. Someone else is saying, hey, bro. So apparently this is going to be a meme from the show.
Oh, 100%.
So I'm going to look now this entire time. I'm going to be looking out for, hey, bro. God damn it. Ah, yeah, that's true. Yeah, you would.
And they're this stupid in the comics.
That's hilarious. Yeah. Oh. Oh no, I don't like this guy.
Where is he from? He looks so familiar.
Yeah. I don't know. She's gonna, Interesting. That was the guy who pulled his mask off.
Dude. Yeah, but he didn't have to.
This plays into the plot of the story. That's the extent of his signing abilities.
That's great.
Ah. Oh, she's mastered it. That is Haley Steinfeld, yes, indeed.
Oh, nice.
Oh, Black Widow. Yeah. No, he's not lying. But no, he's lying. You're not lying that she's dead.
I mean, Ronan could be dead for him.
Yeah. Uh-oh. Yeah, that tape's not too secure. It's like every actor in Hollywood, insecure.
Casting agents didn't hear that.
How did you do that? It was made of tape.
They must
here
have
we go.
used gorilla glue tape on hers and just regular duct tape on his, because I find that gorilla glue tape is a little tougher to rip. I gotta bite it and then rip it. Duct tape, you just rip it right out.
Yes. My friends actually they did a student film, or just a short film, and they taped their friend to a wall. And their short film also had Ernest Borgnine, by the way.
Yes, teddy bear fight. Love it. You love to see it. Oh yeah, and stuff falling over, and it's great.
Oh, here we go. These guys are knuckleheads.
It's great. It's great. Ugh, it's great. You quote buck dolls. It's perfect.
The best part about Hawkeye is that he is so underestimated because he's just a guy.
Yeah.
But he's an overachiever for sure.
I have to use it. I'll be right back.
Oh. Now what he gonna do? He's gonna be disoriented.
Nice. Yes, use the props that are there. Use the skateboarders.
Oh, yeah.
How is that there? I
He's
guess
got his
it's right there.
bows. Oh, here we go. That's a cool shot.
Yeah.
It's cool because, yeah. Oh, nice. Ha! That's a trick shot. He pinned her. Yeah. Awesome.
That's also what he does. That's
Yes,
what he does, man.
That's really cool.
That was
Ball
great.
pit. That's also a cool shot. Oh, my foot. Amazing. Oh!
This is so fun. Yes, this is yes. That's like
Yeah.
Jackie Chan stuff, man. That's great.
They're utilizing the whole toy store. Nice,
Nice.
shot.
Nice. bunch of dummies.
Yeah.
Yeah, good. Good.
Sweep the leg, Johnny. Nice. Uses every aspect of the bow and arrow. Yes, she was. Just when you start to underestimate Hawkeye. Oh, that is a nice car. No, not that one.
I'm back, bro.
It's got a hot wire in it. Does that actually work?
On a car that old, maybe.
Yeah. Oh no.
Nice. Let's get her in the car.
Okay, so here's my thing: is I don't know much about people with disabilities like that, like he has right now with his hearing. If he only has the one hearing aid, how is his other ear not working?
The shot's incredible.
I mean, that's a good question. My brother wears hearing aids, so it's
This is a shot from the back seat. They're just gonna circle it.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so great.
Yeah.
This show is awesome.
That's like some Children of Men stuff.
It is.
Yeah. Yes. Exactly. It's Christmas music. The Nutcracker Suite.
Nice.
Because they're
This is
Russian.
amazing.
I love it. This is amazing. Oh, that's the LA Bridge. It looks like a little bit.
Yeah, it's
Nope,
an LA
that's-
Bridge,
No, it's
for
not.
sure.
Yeah.
9th Street Bridge or whatever.
Maybe it was just part of one. This is like GTA 17. Their dynamic is entertaining. It's really cool to see her get better every episode.
This is a great shot. This is great. Turn it around. Oh, there it is. It's okay though. That was a great sequence.
What is that stuff? What is that looks familiar. Oh, the putty. Use your oil slick, James Bond.
Right. Great. Dude, she's so like
Awesome.
she really is so great.
Yeah.
Because she could take this character a little too far and just be annoying, and she's great. She's just right.
Yeah, she's gonna earn a movie after this. Look at that.
Absolutely. Nice. Cut it nice.
Disney with the
DG.
holy shh.
Good. They should. That's perfect. You don't need to say it.
Yeah. Ooh.
We also
Gotta
talk
have a
about
car
how their
chase.
moving company was called Trust-A-Bro.
That's great.
What is this one? See, this is the magic of Hawkeye. Is that he's got all these little... Where does he get these wonderful toys?
Yes. Nice. Nice.
You know, they're not... This could feel like they're crowbarring Christmas into it, but it's been running this whole time, so it's actually part of the
Nice.
story.
Nice. Nice.
That was cool.
Sorry. Nice. Dude, come on.
Details. I feel like everybody's saying, "Hey, bro, like, I'm Mary Poppins, y'all."
Oh God.
Acid arrows. I mean, that was a little. This part's stupid, but I don't care. We're past the point where this is already an incredible scene.
They keep going over
Oh,
this
trust
bridge.
me, it only gets better from here.
That is a New York bridge. My bad. That looks like the Williamsburg
Let's open
Bridge.
The Brooklyn Bridge. Williamsburg
Brooklyn
Bridge.
Bridge. It's not the Brooklyn Bridge. It's either. No, it's maybe the George Washington Bridge, actually.
I was gonna say Williamsburg. No, I think you're right. So Williamsburg has that red scaffold stuff.
Yeah.
Although they were in Brooklyn though.
Oh, so it's got to be. It's the Williamsburg Bridge. They're coming from. I should know. I've driven over it like 3,000 times.
It is Williamsburg Bridge. Nice. Nice.
They got the purple. Uh-oh. Yeah, it looks like Williamsburg Bridge. Which is free, by the way.
Trust a bro. Yeah, that is Williamsburg.
Yeah. Or is it the Manhattan Bridge?
This is so great.
Hey, God, Rod, let's... What the heck is that?
Imtech.
That's amazing. Well, that was the spoiler I saw, was the arrowhead.
Thank you. Even she agrees.
Look
at all this wonderful shield training.
She don't even know what it does. Nice. I love that move. That's such a good move. She saw him do that in nice.
Yes, she knew how to do it. Yes. Nice.
Wow.
And that's definitely Manhattan Bridge because of the train underneath it. That's great.
Yeah, it's Manhattan Bridge. Jump. Yeah.
Nice.
I love how
Very
no one
New
says
York.
anything about the fact that there's two people with bows and arrows on the train.
That's New
totally
York,
normal.
man, baby. You'll see worse. And they'll
It's
just
great. It's great.
Yeah.
Incredible button. Incredible button.
Yeah. It's interesting that that's a CG subway, by the way. Like they CG everything now.
I mean, you can.
Gee.
Roger's musical. I forgot.
He would hate that. He really would.
Oh, nice little transition there.
Nice sound editing.
Yeah.
No, I don't get how one of his ears isn't working fine.
Maybe he's just completely deaf in that ear. So, you know,
Yeah,
and
who knows,
he's got
man.
yeah.
They ever explain how it happened? I forget.
They don't need to. He's just they was
Yeah.
like a little quick montage of him. They were like, "How'd you lose your hearing?" And then they just showed a montage of like all of the explosions he's been around from all the movies. That's got to be tough. They really do know their physics, Studio H.
Him being like this into his family, it really humanizes him.
Yeah,
Beautiful.
that was what I liked about Ultron, Age of Ultron. That actually was such a really interesting
The
character.
scene when they would go to his house.
Yeah,
Yeah.
to lay low.
Great.
The Captain America meme of him ripping the log.
Well, yeah.
It's great. Oh, sinking. He's gonna see. Oh. Oh.
I do love how open he is with his wife about like what he's doing. He's not hiding
Yes.
anything.
Yeah. That's
Catch and
it's-
release. Well,
Hmm. Underrated actor.
I do not understand the hate. That was an incredibly beautiful scene.
Yeah. It's cool to
Felt
see
that
these
way.
two really good actors together too. Like,
Yeah, they're really good.
yeah. Because, you know, Renner makes Hawkeye a human. Like Ron was just saying, he's a person. We know that guy. He's, yeah. We all know a guy like
He's
that.
just really
Rough
good at
around the
stuff.
edges. Yeah.
But he's human. He's one of us. He's everyman. My name is Juan Snow.
You know nothing, Juan Snow.
Sabe nada, Juan Snow.
He's like a half-rate Jon Snow, huh? Or this is
Medio.
Jon Snow. Hmm. Ah. And I'm the boss, so I make the rules.
Hey, what's to look into? He's an Avenger. Do you really want to bring down the weight of the Avengers on you?
Where are the rest of the Avengers, by the way?
Well, okay, so Steve is old. Tony's
Yeah, he's
dead.
on the moon. Yeah. Hawk,
Well, there's Ant-Man, Hulk. Yeah, do you want the Hulk showing up at your door?
Yeah. I'm looking for forward to the She-Hulk. Comes out next year. Because
I haven't seen the trailer for that yet.
they showed like a quick snapshot from like some promotional event. It looked interesting. Oh man, it's got to be, between losing my vision and losing my hearing, I would choose my vision because hearing just is so integral to music and conversation, and it's a very lonely world.
This is it. This is a big cup of coffee.
Yeah. Uh-oh, here come the traditional costume look. That's exactly comic book accurate. Yep.
I just realized I was just doing thinking, and the only Avengers that are still on Earth are Ant-Man, Hulk, and Hawkeye. Thor left with the Guardians.
Oh, yeah. And Marvel, she's out in space.
Yeah. So imagine Hulk showing up at your door.
Yeah. Well, he's Professor Hulk now, so.
Yeah, but still.
And he's got one arm now, like, basically.
I'm sure it's healed up.
According to the Russos, that was permanent, according to them, but they said it's up to whoever takes over the story.
Don't tell me my business, woman.
Yeah. Thanks for catching us up.
And thanks for slurping your coffee.
It's good. It's good.
What's the pay like to be an
The,
Avenger?
the middle of that dialogue was kind of forced, but that's okay.
Yeah, it was a little. Yeah, I felt that too. It seemed like a tough day to shoot.
But here's the thing: they're doing so much right here. It's like these are just easily forgivable things.
They had to deliver a lot of information just now, so it was like, so sort of like as a beat to get us up to speed.
The moments that are just like way above average greatly outnumber the scenes that are just average.
Yeah, I mean it's a series. It's gonna have to have forgivable moments. It's not like a sealed in time forever movie, 2-hour movie. I mean, it's a sealed in time forever TV show.
I hope he's not a LARPer.
That was a great scene.
Incredible.
And made full sense character-wise. A little bit of sitting, walking, and driving, talking. COVID shooting, ladies and gentlemen.
Well, I can't, because I know what supervillain he is.
I don't.
You don't know what supervillain he is?
No. Do not spoil it, please, because
It's not really a spoiler. They pretty much have told you.
Well, I did not notice yet, so I want this to be.
Yeah, those last two scenes were weak.
It's just because it's COVID shooting, and they probably were editing.
Shooting. I get it.
And then they were like, "We need these beats, so we need to just go and shoot those." It's Bill Cosby, according to Studio 8H. Bill Cosby is the real villain of all of this.
Well, obviously.
Come in for a drink.
I just want this kind of scene. This scene's great. This already so much better than the car. I get what you're saying, like the COVID scene.
Yeah. This is like production value scene.
Mm-hmm.
But it does also look CG.
Look at the framing of that shot.
Yeah.
Oh, right. Your family is like a security firm. They could have just immediately gone to that. They didn't need any of those past two scenes.
Yeah, that just gives me the feeling they tried to sort of do a little reshooting, or just when they were editing this episode and they were probably shooting later episodes, they were like, oh, you know what we need here? Or we think we need.
But they didn't need any of that. Like, I don't care what just happened.
Yeah. They needed some time.
They're back at they're breaking into the mom's house. Yeah.
They were like, we need about 6 more minutes.
Yeah, we need to pat him on time. He's on this. He's like up to something. Something's going on.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. It's Nonin. That's it?
Mm-hmm. Good. So, yeah, the last couple minutes, the last scene was good, but the 2 scenes before it were pretty bad. But everything else was added, like dynamite.
I think that makes up for...
Sammy Davis Jr., ladies and gentlemen.
There's way more good than bad.
Oh, by far,
yeah.
It's all of the average stuff is totally forgivable because it's so much.
Yeah,
good stuff.
I can eat around it.
Action sequence was out of control.
Yeah, These title sequences are great.
Oh, and there, by the way, the other thing that really pisses me off is that a lot of these scenes that you see here, the credit stuff, it's all David Aja art that they're using, and they don't mention him once in the credits.
That's not cool. You got to credit the artists. It's neat. Yeah, it is very much in that style.
And if anybody wants to read the kind of stuff like what this is kind of based on, they just released a trade. It's like a big omnibus, and it's only $40 on Amazon. So you're getting a steal, really,
for all that artwork, for sure.
Yeah.
This show is really good.
Yeah, I like these
it
muted.
Continues to be really, really good. And here's the thing: it can't just be about these shows. Cannot just be about, hey, this character is that character, and this is that guy from the comics. I mean, that's part of it. Like, that obviously has to be part of the the unfolding of the plot. Like, again, this should be if you're making this show, your goal should be an entertaining Marvel thing that moves the overall plot forward, but also something you can rewatch at Christmas time because it's a Christmas show, right?
Yeah.
Like watching Elf every year. Maybe one family's tradition. Like we watch Elf and National Lampoon Christmas Vacation, and maybe we'll add. I think we bought the Grinch, the animated one with Doctor Strange in it. And I would totally put this into rotation of like Christmas stuff because it's a standalone. I think it's what I'm trying to get at. It's standalone, entertaining. And with like stuff you'd want to rewatch, regardless of the greater like Marvel universe, but also advances that I'm sure, I guess, in some way.
I can see that. I agree. Yeah, I think that
I can dig it.
That it's kind of a smart move. Also, it's like the contractual obligated Christmas song to write at Capitol Records it's like their form contract. Yeah. You got to write a Christmas song.
That's why there's so many. I say this every time. That's why there's so many Coldplay Christmas songs.
Exactly. There's so many bad Christmas songs every year, and then it's Christmas. That's an interesting thing to put in a movie because it can be hit or miss. I think that Shane Black does that. Every one of his movies basically is set around Christmas. Even Iron Man 3.
It is, isn't it?
Yeah. You got Lethal Weapon, Kiss Kiss Bang Bang, Iron Man 3,
Predator,
Predators, or not Predator. Probably. Oh no! Yeah.
Last Boy Scout was during football season, so probably overlaps Christmas.
Was that during Christmas? I don't know.
I mean, it could have.
Watch it. Got to rewatch that. I wonder how that holds up. Touch me again and I'll kill you. Well, that was a good show. That's a good show. I'm looking forward to. Are there only two more?
Into his brain.
That's a classic scene. That movie's got a lot of great scenes. We're talking about The Last Boy Scout, ladies and gentlemen.
Dude, Hawkeye is amazing. I don't see any way. I mean, that's not true. It's just, some shows start out and just the plot withers and dies, but like, there's too many good actors. It's too well done already. I think this is going to easily be the best show because like just basic scenes, except for those two like the COVID scenes, basic scenes are conveying so much information. Like the opening montage, you're conveying so much information, and now you sympathize with this character. But you don't just sympathize with her because she's like overcome like her having a leg disability, right? It's that, and being deaf. It's that she also was like, her dad loved her and cared for her, and she saw him die by Ronan's hand. And so like, I totally understand why she wants to get Ronan. It's totally believable. And they conveyed all that information. It made you feel sympathetic for her plight, not her disability, within like 5 minutes. It was great.
Yeah. I remember what I wanted to say also about the rewatchability aspect. I did go back and rewatch WandaVision with my parents last Christmas or earlier this year, actually, when I went to New York. And it's hard. It's hard to get through those first 4 episodes. So, I wonder.
What is it? It's too hokey?
Well, it's just like I enjoyed the slow burn of it sort of slowly unfolding, but knowing how it's going to unfold, it takes a long time to get there. It just seemingly, you're like, okay, I already know the sort of secret of what's going on here instead of enjoying the moments of just mystery throughout the whole thing.
I mean,
But
this one is
yeah.
definitely more comparable to Falcon or Soldier, just because it's more like this is more like the real life side of the spectrum, as opposed to like WandaVision and Loki being like the more fantastical stuff.
Yeah, what they did that was cool.
But this is done much better than Falcon and Winter Soldier.
Yeah, and they did incorporate that sort of like fantastical thing in this episode with the damn Pym arrowhead. That was.
I will say
pretty...
though, I Falcon and Winter Soldier was one of the series I like more, just because I'm more of like a Cap fan and like the grounded kind of street. I mean, even though Superman's like one of my favorite characters, I'm way more, when it comes to Marvel, a street level hero guy. And I mean, with the exception of the Fantastic Four, but that's just, I was young and it was the Fantastic Four and, that kind of thing. But
yeah, they're fun. And
I mean,
I always like Spider-Man for that reason. Spider-Man is kind of grounded, even though he's got that super ability. So that's like the fun thing about Spider-Man. It's like with great.
He's got real life stuff happening to him.
Yeah, and exactly. He's in high school, and he's
Spider-Man's
a kid.
always doing stuff in New York. This Hawkeye's just currently doing stuff in New York.
Yeah, I like the backdrop. I mean, New York at Christmas time is my favorite thing in the world.
It's magical
so far. Yeah, it really is magical. Like it's in the air. The New York just changes pitch at Christmas. It's really cool.
I really did love the seeing them on the subway, because that's like you would see that on the subway and be like, all right, people got some bone in it.
Yeah, just keep walking.
Yeah.
It's the subway. You see some incredible. I mean, just go on YouTube and write like New York City subway and see all of.
That's the beauty of when you have so many people from all over the world in one place. You're gonna see some stuff.
You got to see some stuff, and
it's great.
That's wacky, wild stuff.
Where is wacky and wild stuff?
Yes.
So I still haven't seen Spider-Man Far From Home yet.
Really?
Because the thing about it is, like, Tom Holland's great and all, but I don't know. I just for me the best part about Homecoming was
Michael Keaton.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And it's like, incredible. I have no interest in Jake Gyllenhaal, although I did see him in that new movie that came out that they shot during COVID.
Gyllenhaal's really good. I think he's really good
great.
In general.
He's
he's totally fine Far From Home. He's no Michael Keaton, but the part isn't Michael Keaton.
Yes.
Fair.
Yeah. The Michael Keaton scene in the car, it was funny because
I mean, that scene is, I don't remember anything else. I remember that scene is incredible. And it's
my girlfriend at the time, like, literally, she's like ran to pee during that scene. And then she came back and I was like, you just missed the greatest scene in the whole movie.
Yeah, that was definitely the best scene in the movie. You knew instantly, you're like, oh my gosh, this scene's the best one, isn't it?
Like instantly, like you just complete suspense the whole time. It was great.
But that is the magic of Michael Keaton, though. He's that good, where he just he goes into the intense stare and you realize what's happening. And you're like, oh, this guy's in charge.
I just saw him in a movie, Clear History with Larry David.
I haven't seen that.
It's where Larry David's like this guy, and he's in this tech company, and he ends up leaving with his 10%, and it goes, billions are made. So he, but it's really funny. It's on HBO Max, and Michael Keaton's in it, and it just shows his range because it's one of his, I think, one of his better comedic performances.
That's the word.
He's incredible.
Range.
Dude,
watch the 60 Minutes, I think they do, or the CBS Sunday Morning, I forget what it was, but watch that. It's like a 10-minute piece on Michael Keaton, and it's like, oh yeah, he's a great comedic actor and a great dramatic actor. Both.
He's incredible.
Which is, yeah. What were you going to say, Ollie?
He really is incredible.
He's Batman.
And he's Batman.
Dude,
and he says that in the interview. He's like, I'm the only.
Then I started watching Dope Sick on Hulu.
Mm-hmm.
I've been wanting to. Is it good?
Well, it's with I think we've seen 2 or 3. I think maybe 2 episodes. It's fantastic, and no surprise, Michael Keaton's in that, and he's ridiculous. He's incredible.
Yeah.
He's it's about like the Sacklers and the opioid epidemic and OxyContin, and he plays like a West Virginia doctor in a small coal mining town, and so that should be like kind of a cliched thing, but he makes it so real and personable that it's just like you could tell he's just miles above everybody else because he's so good.
Yeah.
And the authenticity and intensity of his work.
You know what's funny? Knowing that Michael Keaton started as a stand-up comedian, he also was like, his name was Michael Douglas when he was early on in his career, and he worked on Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood.
We got to change that. We already got one of them. You got to change that.
It's one of those things where you had to change it. Like David Jones had to change his name to David Bowie.
We picked Keaton because of Buster Keaton.
If that's the case, then that just makes me like him even more.
That's amazing. Yeah, Buster Keaton was one of the greatest. The greatest.
Whenever he was told to change his name, probably was a time when Buster Keaton was probably a better known thing in comedy.
Yeah. Probably like starting to sort of fade in the culture and the zeitgeist.
You know what it is? It's like Olivia Cockburn changing her name to Olivia Wilde because of Oscar Wilde.
Yeah, interesting. She has an interesting role in Ghostbusters.
And Nicolas Cage,
like a reference to someone you look up to.
And Nicolas Cage changed. He used to be Coppola, and he changed it because of Luke Cage.
Ah, that's cool.
Luke Cage. Definitely
and named his son what, Ron?
I have Kal-El, probably.
He named his son Kal-El. His son is now like 25, and his name is Kal-El.
Here's the thing. That's fine. That's better than like AEX12.
Yeah.
Musk.
I mean, sure. I don't know. My name's Aristotle. It's been difficult.
No. Harry, that's different category altogether.
True.
You have a name that has like historical prestige, and people recognize, and there's austerity to it. The stuff that they're trying to break new frontiers, and it's just nonsense with the letters and the glyphs.
Yeah, that is kind of silly.
Okay, so I just looked it up, and somebody asked him. Because I guess people have asked Michael Keaton, is it because did you pick the new surname because of your attraction to Diane Keaton, or an homage to silent film actor Buster Keaton? And he responded by saying it had nothing to do with that. Keaton has said in several interviews that he searched a phone book under K, saw Keaton, and decided to stop looking.
Sure. I mean, his career has not suffered from that choice. But it's I mean, you say Michael Keaton, everybody knows Michael Keaton, and that's pretty cool. But as a stand-up, if you watch some of his old stand-up from like the early 80s, he's a great actor in his stand-up. So he like just becomes characters and starts, and you're like, oh, now he's like this crazy guy, and now he's this guy, and he's like, you ever see a guy on the street like this? And then he just acts like a crazy, or whatever type of person, like a real person you would see. So that's actually, his training, his style. It's in him to become Beetlejuice, and then become Batman right after that, which is just insane.
And now he's back as Batman.
And now he's back as Batman, and I can't wait for that.
Was that official?
Yeah.
He's in the trailer.
He's in the Flash movie. Yeah, he's in the Flash movie.
Oh, really? That's cool.
Yeah, they're doing the same thing as Marvel. I mean, they did it in the comic books.
You guys multiversing? We can multiverse too.
That's 100%.
We got actors from old movies. I would say.
I mean, I love it.
No Way Home is that the second Spider-Man movie?
The Far From Home.
Takes place in Far From Home. It's not that good. I don't think it was that good.
Yeah, I watched it once. I think it was fine.
It's not as good as Homecoming. Because Homecoming has stakes that feel real.
Yeah. And
that Michael Keaton performance is outrageous.
That's the thing, is you put Michael Keaton in a movie and the movie gets better. Also, automatically, that was always the thing about RDJ, was that anytime I was at the movies, because I saw like 22 Marvel movies in the theater, just sitting there, you're eating your popcorn, you're enjoying the movie, and then RDJ shows up, Iron Man, and then the movie just goes up like 10 notches immediately as soon as he like walks on screen. It's kind of
like the Incredible Hulk movie where he shows up at the end for 2 seconds.
Yes, and then makes it all worth it.
I like that movie. I liked it.
Yeah, it wasn't that bad. I mean, Ed Norton never struck me as, he tried to do something with the role, but he never really struck me as a Bruce Banner. I do like
Wisconsin's own Mark Ruffalo does.
I like Mark Ruffalo. He seems like kind of the OG sort of small guy Bruce Banner, and then becoming the Hulk. I don't know. I kind of like.
I think Mark Ruffalo is awesome.
Yeah, like and I think I like the design that they've gone with the Mark Ruffalo Hulk. So, it's changed every movie a little bit, but I like that design of the Hulk better than the Incredible Hulk movie from 10 years ago or 12 years ago. It's just better design, I think.
What sucks is we're probably never going to get a Hulk feature again.
Yeah.
Okay, he doesn't have to have a feature. It's okay.
He's kind of a better supporting character anyway.
He is.
It's tough.
I give you Thor Ragnarok.
Yeah, that's a great movie.
That movie
my favorite.
is incredible.
It's so
Can we talk about for
fun.
a second how Thor Ragnarok neither takes place in the 80s or is even on Earth and is a better 80s movie than Wonder Woman 1984?
100%.
I never saw that. I put it on one night and I was like, nah, I can't get in my headspace for this.
I thought it was okay. It's not very good, but I was, just under not very good too. Is okay.
Like, come on, Kristen Wiig is so good, but I guess it's not good here. And it has the cool dude from
Thor Fraggle Rock.
Pablo Pascal.
Let's see if it works, shall we? While Wonder Woman 84 is bad, it's still better than anything Zack Snyder has done.
Interesting. I think so. Yeah, I think that Zack Snyder, for just on the visuals alone, I saw BVS DOJ 2 times within like 3 days. It's a long movie, but I did see it like 2 days after. It was the Thursday and then the Saturday, the opening weekend, and but I was really, though that movie is not good, I really enjoyed Zack Snyder's visual style. I mean, if you take all of the slow motion and play it at regular motion in that movie, it's like a 2 2/3 hour movie. The movie would be like 15 minutes because if you just sped everything up. Because
that's the thing is Zack Snyder would be a great cinematographer, but he's not a good director because he can't tell a story to save his life.
Dude,
not at all.
Zack Snyder is Michael Bay with talent.
He's got an incredible visual talent, and he draws those.
That's what I'm saying. But you cannot deny that Zack Snyder has the talent and does a thing. Like it has a distinct style. And that is something that is hard to do, and it is really beautiful in a lot of ways. So that's legit. But he's got Michael Bay like story sensibility.
100%. It's for me. It's a redeeming factor for Zack Snyder. Like I will look at his movies, but I will also not like them as movies.
I will take out my earpiece and have a villain smash it in front of me, and I will not listen to these movies, but I will watch it with my eyes. My Hawkeye.
I will look at my Hawkeye. Thank you for bringing it full circle on that, Ollie. I do have to run because I have to edit lots of photos that are due in the morning, so I'm gonna be up all night.
It's good timing. I have to take my children to go pee so they don't pee in the bed. This is fatherhood.
I'm gonna go watch Santa Inc. on HBO Max.
Ooh, Santa Inc. What's that?
It's like a really adult like Christmas series. There's 8 episodes. Seth Rogen plays Santa, and Sarah Silverman plays an elf that wants to be the first female succcesser.
I'm Santa Claus.
And it's funny, and that's pretty much how he sounds.
in Canada. What's up?
But it's very raunchy. Like there's a B-level reindeer who is just like constantly talking about how she's having sex with all the other reindeer, and she's played by Gabby Sidibe, and
she's pretty
who
funny.
else is in it? Leslie Grossman plays a gingerbread woman who is upset that she has a kid but loves her kid. Like she's like, "Oh, it just ruined my life. I love you, child." Just like weird stuff like that. But it's
I'll check it out.
It's fun so far. Yeah.
You know what? Gabby Sidibe was in. She was in that movie, the heist movie.
Sorry to interject you. I have to jet.
All right, peace out.
Please continue.
OCW 5000, thank you for joining us on the Aristotle Full Throttle Show, watching Hawkeye Episode 3. It's always fun and a pleasure, and have a wonderful night. I just
Thanks,
wanted
peace out, boys.
to peace out. One of my favorites, I haven't seen the movie yet, but I've seen like this scene with Eddie. She was in a scene with Eddie Murphy, and they started to improvise. So she has this. She starts to come on to Eddie Murphy's character, and Eddie Murphy, being a master performer, immediately just takes the bait and starts. He's like, "Oh, hey!" He starts to like. Then they apparently they created. So every scene they have together, they sort of improvised and riffed on that dynamic, and then it builds throughout the movie. Apparently, I don't know. It's got Ben Stiller. I wanted to see it just because Eddie Murphy is in it, and
Well,
Eddie
hot damn.
Murphy's great talent. But thank you for
Yes,
joining
indeed. No
us.
problem.
I'm Ron. It's always fun to watch. I'm Uncle Ron. It's always fun to watch shows with you and movies with you, and hear your insight on the comic books. It's
You
my
have good
knowledge of.
time editing photos, bro.
Hey, bro. Okay, bro. I will edit photo all night. Everybody, thank you for joining me. Studio 8H and everybody at home. You're wonderful.